What does it mean to truly win in life? Is it about wealth, recognition, or power? From Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, victory wasn't measured by external accolades, but by mastering one's inner self. In his timeless meditations, Marcus teaches us that the key to a winning mindset lies in discipline, resilience, and the ability to remain calm amidst life's chaos. His philosophy challenges us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while letting go of everything else. In this video, we'll dive deep into the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and uncover the mindset strategies that helped him lead with courage and clarity. If you've ever wondered how to cultivate the unshakable mindset of a true winner, stay tuned. This is the guidance you've been searching for. Number 1. The power of a victorious mindset. Adopting a mindset of victory is often misunderstood and even criticized. Detractors label it as overly optimistic, naive, or detached from reality. Some argue that this way of thinking sets individuals up for disappointment, claiming that by envisioning success, people create expectations too lofty to meet. But beneath these criticisms lies a deeper truth. The power of perspective is transformative. The victorious mindset is not about ignoring reality, but about shaping it through resilience, confidence, and purpose. Throughout history, many great figures, champions, philosophers, and influential leaders have embraced the idea of internal victory long before achieving external success. They didn't wait for external validation to affirm their worth or capabilities. Instead, they cultivated a belief in their strength, resilience, and potential from within. This internal foundation became the anchor that carried them through challenges and propelled them toward greatness. The essence of this mindset lies in a simple yet profound shift, choosing to see yourself as capable, resilient, and strong, regardless of current circumstances. It is not about delusion or denying hardship, but about fostering a deep-seated belief in your ability to navigate adversity. This perspective emphasizes inner confidence and self-reliance, breaking free from the need for external affirmation. By adopting this approach, you define your worth on your own terms, rather than allowing it to be dictated by others or by transient successes. A victorious mindset also serves as a form of mental preparation. When you approach life with the conviction that you have the tools to overcome challenges, you are less likely to be derailed by setbacks. This isn't to say that difficulties won't arise, they inevitably will. But your response to them becomes grounded in a sense of strength and capability. By perceiving yourself as victorious, you frame obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities to demonstrate your resolve. Critics may continue to question the practicality of this mindset, arguing that optimism alone cannot change outcomes. But the transformational power of belief has been well documented, not only in philosophy, but also in psychology. The concept of self-fulfilling prophecy illustrates how our expectations can influence our actions and ultimately the results we achieve. When you see yourself as capable, you are more likely to take purposeful actions that align with that belief. Over time, these actions compound, creating tangible outcomes that reflect the internal reality you've cultivated. At its core, this mindset is a form of practical stoicism. It aligns closely with the teachings of ancient Stoic philosophers who emphasize the importance of focusing on what is within our control. While external circumstances may be unpredictable, our perception and attitude toward them remain firmly within our grasp. A victorious mindset is an exercise in choosing how we perceive ourselves and our potential, even in the face of uncertainty. By doing so, we cultivate a sense of autonomy and inner strength that no external force can take away. The victorious mindset is not about ignoring failure or pretending hardships don't exist. It's about choosing to face those challenges with a sense of confidence and determination, knowing that your worth is not tied to the outcome, but to the effort and intention you bring. This approach allows you to remain steadfast, even when circumstances are less than ideal. It's a mindset that transforms fear into action, doubt into determination, and setbacks into opportunities for growth. Number 2, breaking free from the waiting mindset. Many of us find ourselves trapped in what can be called the waiting mindset, a way of thinking where we postpone living fully until a certain milestone is reached, a promotion, a new relationship, or some future achievement that promises to bring fulfillment. This mindset subtly convinces us to put our happiness on hold, tethering it to events or conditions beyond our immediate control. But in waiting for these elusive moments, we risk surrendering our agency and allowing life to slip by unnoticed. This passive approach to life, where external circumstances dictate our actions and feelings, often leads to delayed happiness and unfulfilled potential. It fosters a dependency on external factors that may or may not materialize, creating a fragile and fleeting sense of satisfaction. Instead of actively engaging with the present, we are lured into a cycle of hoping for the future while neglecting the only moment we truly possess, the present. The Stoics, ever pragmatic and grounded in the here and now, warned against such surrender of power. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most prominent voices, wisely reminded us that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This insight strikes at the heart of the waiting mindset. Happiness, the Stoics argue, is not something that can be deferred or outsourced to future events. It is cultivated in the present moment through intentional thought and deliberate action. When we place our happiness on hold, we effectively hand over control of our emotional well-being to forces outside ourselves. This can lead to a perpetual state of frustration, as the milestones we wait for may not arrive in the way we imagined or at all. Even if they do, their fulfillment often proves fleeting, leaving us hungry for the next milestone, the next if only. This cycle is not just exhausting, it prevents us from fully realizing our potential and appreciating the life we are currently living. Stoicism offers an antidote to this unproductive way of thinking. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and our perceptions, we reclaim our power. The Stoics teach us that fulfillment is not something we wait for. It is something we actively create. It begins with recognizing that external events, no matter how desirable, are ultimately indifferent to our inner contentment. What matters is how we choose to interpret and respond to these events. This shift in perspective encourages us to live fully in the present, rather than postponing our lives for a future that may never align with our expectations. Instead of waiting for circumstances to change, we can cultivate joy and purpose by aligning our actions with our values and focusing on what truly matters. When we release our attachment to outcomes and prioritize our inner growth, we discover that happiness is not a destination, but a state of being, one that is accessible at any moment. Breaking free from the waiting mindset requires a conscious effort to reframe our thoughts and habits. It involves questioning the assumptions that lead us to defer our happiness and challenging the belief that external achievements are the ultimate source of fulfillment. By adopting a Stoic approach, we can shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have, from what we hope will happen to what we can do right now. This mindset is not about abandoning goals or ambitions. Rather, it is about pursuing them with a sense of detachment and balance, understanding that they are means to an end, not ends in themselves. When we approach life with this clarity, we no longer feel like victims of circumstance. Instead, we become active participants in shaping our experience, finding meaning and joy in the journey rather than fixating on the destination. The waiting mindset is a trap that keeps us suspended in a state of almost. It robs us of the richness and beauty of the present moment, substituting it with a vague promise of future happiness. But as the Stoics remind us, the present is all we ever truly have. By letting go of the illusion that our happiness depends on external events, we can reclaim our agency and live with greater purpose, resilience, and gratitude. The key to breaking free lies in cultivating an awareness of our thoughts and actions, aligning them with the principles of reason and virtue. When we do this, we realize that happiness is not something we must wait for, it is something we can create here and now. The life we seek is already within our grasp. It simply requires us to choose it. Number 3, living from victory, a Stoic approach to inner strength. True victory is not something you wait for or strive toward. It is a state of being that begins within you. A victorious mindset emerges when you choose to live with inner strength, confidence, and purpose in the present moment, rather than postponing fulfillment until some future achievement. This subtle but profound shift in perspective transforms how you approach life, transforming the mistakes we make into opportunities for growth and self-mastery. At the heart of this approach lies a proactive mindset. Rather than tying your sense of worth to external successes or circumstances, you focus on what is within your control, your thoughts, actions, and choices. In this way, your sense of victory becomes independent of external validation, rooted instead in the steady cultivation of your character and values. This shift empowers you to navigate life with resilience, regardless of whether external outcomes align with your expectations. By adopting this perspective, you step into the role of an active participant in your own life. Instead of waiting passively for success or happiness to arrive, you embrace the process of living with intention and purpose. You no longer chase after fleeting goals in the hope of feeling whole. Rather, you recognize that completeness is something you can cultivate in each moment by aligning your actions with your principles. This mindset does not deny the importance of striving for meaningful goals. Instead, it reframes the journey toward those goals. By living as if the victory is already within you, you free yourself from the anxiety of what if and when. You learn to appreciate the process itself, finding fulfillment in the effort rather than being dependent on the outcome. This is where true empowerment lies, in knowing that you have the strength to face whatever life brings, without your sense of self being dictated by external circumstances. A victorious mindset also transforms how you engage with challenges. Difficulties are no longer seen as threats to your happiness, but as opportunities to refine your inner fortitude. Each obstacle becomes a chance to practice virtues such as courage, patience, and wisdom. This perspective not only helps you endure hardships, but also allows you to thrive in the face of them. You become unshaken by external turmoil because your sense of victory stems from within, a source that cannot be taken away. Living from victory does not mean ignoring external realities or denying the importance of achievement. It means recognizing that the foundation of a fulfilling life is built from within. Success, in this sense, is not an end goal but a byproduct of living authentically, intentionally, and with integrity. This perspective challenges the common notion that happiness and fulfillment are things to be obtained in the future. Instead, it places these qualities firmly in the present, accessible to anyone willing to cultivate them. This approach aligns closely with Stoic principles, which emphasize focusing on what is within your control and accepting what lies beyond it. The Stoics taught that true freedom and empowerment come from mastering your inner world, not from dominating external circumstances. By embodying this victorious mindset, you align yourself with a long tradition of wisdom that prioritizes character over outcome, process over result, and purpose over fleeting pleasure. As you integrate this mindset into your life, you may notice a profound transformation in how you experience the world. No longer are you tethered to the highs and lows of external validation. Instead, you find a steady confidence in knowing that your worth is not something to be earned. It is something you choose to acknowledge and live by every day. This shift allows you to meet life with grace, composure, and an unshakable sense of inner victory. Number 4, victory as a choice, the Stoic path to true success. Success is often misunderstood as a destination, an external achievement marked by accolades, wealth, or recognition. However, the Stoic perspective turns this notion on its head, redefining success not as something to be attained in the future, but as a conscious decision rooted in the present moment. It is the deliberate choice to live with resilience, confidence, and a clear sense of purpose, regardless of external circumstances. The teachings of the Stoics offer timeless wisdom on this subject. They remind us that true success lies not in what we accumulate or accomplish outwardly, but in mastering the only domain fully within our control, our own mind. As Epictetus famously said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This mastery of ourself is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, offering a pathway to freedom, contentment, and enjoying success. When we focus on mastering our inner world, we become less reactive to setbacks and more intentional in our actions. This shift from external dependence to internal empowerment transforms how we approach challenges. A person who has cultivated resilience through inner discipline does not crumble under the weight of failure or criticism. Instead, they view such experiences as opportunities for growth and refinement, stepping stones toward a life well lived. Stoicism teaches us that the key to this mastery lies in recognizing what is within our control and releasing attachment to what is not. Our thoughts, judgments, and actions belong to us. The opinions of others, the twists of fortune, and the uncontrollable elements of life do not. By redirecting our energy from external fixation to internal cultivation, we reclaim a sense of autonomy and peace. This perspective has practical implications for how we navigate everyday life. When faced with setbacks, the Stoic does not waste time lamenting the unfairness of the situation. Instead, they ask themselves, "What can I do, here and now, to respond in alignment with my values?" This approach not only reduces unnecessary suffering, but also builds a sense of agency and purpose. Each obstacle becomes an invitation to practice virtue, whether it be patience, courage, or wisdom. In the modern world, where the pursuit of external success often overshadows the cultivation of inner character, Stoicism offers a refreshing counterbalance. It reminds us that true victory is not defined by the applause of others or the accumulation of trophies. It is found in the quiet, deliberate act of choosing to live in harmony with our principles, moment by moment. This shift in mindset does not mean abandoning ambition or striving for excellence. On the contrary, it enhances these pursuits by grounding them in a deeper sense of meaning. When we pursue our goals with an understanding that our worth is not dependent on the outcome, we free ourselves from the anxiety of perfectionism. We act not out of fear of failure, but out of a genuine desire to grow and contribute. In essence, the Stoic path to success is one of daily practice and intentional living. It is about showing up, doing the work, and cultivating a mindset that sees every moment as an opportunity to embody resilience, gratitude, and wisdom. It is not a finish line to cross, but a way of being that transforms how we experience the journey of life. Number 5, turning obstacles into pathways. Challenges are often perceived as barriers, interruptions in the smooth flow of life. Yet, Stoicism invites us to reframe these moments of adversity, not as hindrances, but as opportunities for profound growth and transformation. This perspective shifts the narrative. What appears to block our path can, with the right mindset, become the very thing that strengthens us. Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom succinctly when he wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." These words embody the essence of Stoic resilience. Obstacles, when approached with clarity and purpose, cease to be mere obstructions. Instead, they transform into stepping stones, guiding us toward a more refined version of ourselves. Adversity, from this viewpoint, becomes a crucible for character development. Much like metal forged in fire, our inner strength is tempered through trials. Every challenge we face demands a response, whether it be courage, patience, humility, or creativity. By meeting these demands, we cultivate virtues that might otherwise remain dormant. The obstacles we encounter in life are not external forces to be avoided, but internal tests that reveal and refine our character. Reframing adversity in this way does not imply denying the difficulty of challenges. Pain, frustration, and setbacks are part of the human experience. However, by acknowledging these emotions and viewing them through the lens of Stoic philosophy, we gain the ability to rise above them. Each trial becomes an invitation to reflect. How can this experience strengthen my resolve? What lesson can I extract from this hardship? How can I use this moment to align myself with my values? The true value of this perspective lies in its practicality. Consider a professional setback, perhaps a missed promotion or a failed project. While it's natural to feel disappointment, a Stoic approach would encourage you to dig deeper. What can this situation teach you about perseverance? Are there skills you need to hone or weaknesses you need to address? By focusing on growth rather than lamentation, you transform the experience from a source of regret into a springboard for progress. Similarly, personal challenges such as strained relationships or health issues offer their own opportunities for growth. A difficult conversation with a loved one, for example, can teach the importance of empathy and patience. Facing a health crisis can illuminate the value of gratitude and discipline. These moments of struggle, though unwelcome, carry with them the seeds of transformation. Stoicism teaches us that we are not defined by what happens to us, but by how we choose to respond. This is a liberating realization. It shifts the locus of control inward, reminding us that while we cannot dictate external circumstances, we hold power over our perceptions and actions. By focusing on what we can control, our mindset, choices, and efforts, we reclaim agency over our lives. This philosophy is not merely theoretical, it is deeply actionable. When you encounter a challenge, pause to reflect. Ask yourself, what is within my control here? What virtue can I cultivate in this moment? By engaging with adversity in this way, you transform it from an external burden into an internal exercise in growth. Over time, this practice fosters a profound sense of resilience. Life's uncertainties and difficulties no longer feel overwhelming. Instead, they become familiar terrain, opportunities to practice virtues such as courage, wisdom, and temperance. Each obstacle becomes a chapter in your personal story, a moment where you chose growth over stagnation, action over despair. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to adversity is not about erasing difficulty from life. It is about transforming how we perceive and engage with it. Challenges are no longer seen as barriers to progress, but as integral parts of the journey. They shape us, test us, and, most importantly, prepare us for greater challenges ahead. To live with this mindset is to embrace life in its fullness, its joys, its sorrows, its triumphs, and its struggles. It is to recognize that every obstacle, no matter how daunting, carries within it the potential for growth. And when we meet these obstacles with the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius's words, "What stands in the way becomes the way," we find that there are not roadblocks at all, but pathways to our highest selves. Number 6. Becoming what you choose, the Stoic path to inner strength. External events do not define us. What shapes our character, our life, and ultimately our destiny is how we choose to respond to those events. Carl Jung captured this truth when he said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." This perspective aligns seamlessly with Stoic philosophy, which teaches that the key to flourishing lies in mastering our responses rather than trying to control the uncontrollable. Life is full of challenges, unexpected obstacles, difficult relationships, and moments of uncertainty. These are unavoidable, yet they do not hold the power to dictate who we are. Instead, they serve as opportunities to cultivate resilience, a cornerstone of inner strength. Resilience, as the Stoics understood it, is not about denying the existence of hardship or pretending that life is without struggle. It is about facing those struggles with calmness and clarity, drawing upon our inner resources to navigate life's chaos with purpose and composure. To develop this kind of strength, we must shift our focus inward. While the world around us may remain unpredictable and chaotic, our inner world can become a sanctuary of order and control. This requires deliberate practice, learning to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. It is here that the Stoic concept of pro-hieresis, or moral choice, becomes critical. Our ability to choose our response is not just a tool for resilience, it is the essence of our humanity. Inner strength is not an innate trait reserved for a select few. It is a skill cultivated over time through consistent effort and reflection. This begins with recognizing that adversity is not the enemy. On the contrary, it is a teacher. Each difficulty we encounter presents an opportunity to practice patience, courage, and wisdom. In moments of chaos, we learn to steady ourselves. In moments of doubt, we learn to trust in our ability to endure. This does not mean that we must seek out suffering or view every setback as a grand test of character. Rather, it is about reframing our perception of difficulty. When we see challenges as temporary and surmountable, we create space for growth. This mindset does not diminish the reality of pain or hardship, but allows us to approach it with strength and dignity. Stoicism offers practical tools to support this transformation. Practices such as premeditatio malorum, the visualization of potential difficulties, prepare the mind to face challenges without surprise or despair. By anticipating what might go wrong, we cultivate readiness rather than fear. Similarly, daily reflections, where we review our thoughts and actions, help us build self-awareness and reinforce our commitment to living virtuously. These practices are not about controlling external events, but about training our inner responses to remain aligned with our values. Ultimately, resilience is a dynamic process. It is not about achieving a fixed state of unshakable calm, but about developing the flexibility to adapt to changing circumstances while staying true to our principles. Resilience requires both strength and softness, the strength to hold firm in our beliefs and the softness to adapt when necessary. The Stoics understood that life would never be free from hardship. Marcus Aurelius, writing in his Meditations, reminded himself to prepare each morning for encountering difficult people and challenging situations. Yet he also recognized that these encounters were opportunities to practice kindness, understanding, and self-retreat. This balance between preparation and acceptance lies at the heart of Stoic resilience. Through the practice of resilience, we find calm in the storm and clarity amid chaos. We become architects of our inner world, transforming challenges into stepping stones for growth. In this way, we live not as passive recipients of fate, but as active participants in shaping our destiny. This is the essence of Stoic strength, not to avoid life's difficulties, but to meet them head-on with composure and courage, becoming more through every challenge we face. Number 7, inner fulfillment, breaking free from external validation. One of the most pervasive traps in modern life is the tendency to tie our sense of worth to external accomplishments, titles, accolades, or relationships. It's easy to fall into the habit of postponing fulfillment, telling ourselves, "I'll be happy when I achieve this goal," or "I'll feel complete once I gain this recognition." However, this dependency on external validation does more than delay happiness. It hands over our power to forces beyond our control. When we tether our self-worth to outcomes or the opinions of others, we place our peace of mind on unstable ground. The Stoics, with their timeless wisdom, understood this danger and offered a profound alternative. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This principle reminds us that genuine strength and fulfillment come not from external achievements, but from mastery of the mind. By cultivating our inner values and focusing on what lies within our control, we can find a sense of freedom that external validation can never provide. When we place our happiness in external factors, we inadvertently build a life on uncertainty. Titles can be lost, relationships may change, and public approval is fickle at best. The pursuit of external validation is a pursuit of what is inherently impermanent, leaving us in a constant state of insecurity. Even when we achieve the recognition or status we sought, the satisfaction is often fleeting, leaving us searching for the next accomplishment to fill the void. This endless cycle keeps us trapped, always chasing fulfillment, but never truly arriving. Stoicism invites us to break this cycle by shifting our focus inward. The philosophy teaches that we should anchor our sense of worth in our internal values, qualities like integrity, wisdom, and purpose. These are the aspects of ourselves that remain within our control, regardless of what happens in the external world. By aligning our actions with these values, we cultivate a deep sense of completeness that is independent of external circumstances. Consider what happens when we stop seeking validation from others and start living according to our own principles. We no longer feel the need to prove ourselves to the world, nor do we feel diminished by criticism or failure. Instead, we find strength in knowing that our worth is not defined by others' opinions or by fleeting successes. This internal shift is liberating. It frees us from the exhausting task of constantly measuring ourselves against external standards and allows us to focus on what truly matters. This is not to say that external achievements or relationships are unimportant. On the contrary, they can bring joy and meaning to our lives, but Stoicism reminds us that they should never be the foundation of our self-worth. When we derive our value from within, we are better equipped to appreciate external successes without becoming dependent on them. We can enjoy recognition or accomplishments without letting them define us, and we can navigate setbacks or criticism without losing our sense of identity. Cultivating this internal focus requires conscious effort and practice. It involves regularly examining our thoughts and motivations, asking ourselves whether we are acting in alignment with our values or simply seeking approval from others. It may also involve embracing discomfort, as letting go of external validation can feel unsettling at first. However, with time and practice, this shift brings profound rewards. It allows us to experience a sense of freedom and stability that external validation could never provide. Ultimately, the Stoic path to inner fulfillment is about reclaiming our power. By recognizing that our true strength lies in our ability to govern our own minds, we free ourselves from the need to rely on external factors for happiness. We learn to live with purpose and integrity, finding contentment not in the approval of others, but in the knowledge that we are living in accordance with our highest values. And in doing so, we discover a lasting sense of peace that no external achievement can ever take away. Number 8, awaken your inner potential, the power of visualization in Stoicism. Visualization is a powerful tool for mental preparation, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy and supported by modern psychology. It offers a way to prepare for life's inevitable challenges by fostering resilience and cultivating a mindset that is not only prepared to endure, but also positioned to thrive. Far from being an exercise in wishful thinking, visualization builds a mental framework that aligns intention with action, empowering individuals to face adversity with clarity and resolve. Epictetus, the revered Stoic teacher, understood the importance of mental preparation in achieving success. He famously instructed his students to first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This guidance captures the essence of visualization as a practice of defining one's goals and creating a clear path toward them. It's about envisioning not just the outcomes we desire, but also the person we need to become to achieve those outcomes. By mentally rehearsing the steps needed to reach our aspirations, we train ourselves to act with purpose and determination. Visualization in this context is not about indulging in fantasies. Instead, it is a disciplined exercise in self-direction. By imagining potential obstacles and how to overcome them, you create a mental rehearsal that strengthens your ability to respond proactively to life's challenges. For example, if you anticipate a difficult conversation or a demanding task, visualization allows you to mentally navigate the situation beforehand, equipping you with the confidence and composure to handle it effectively when the moment arrives. This practice also reinforces resilience by shifting your focus from external circumstances to your internal capacity for growth and action. Instead of being overwhelmed by uncertainty or fear, you anchor yourself in a mindset of readiness and adaptability. Visualization becomes a training ground for your mind, teaching you to approach challenges not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities for growth and mastery. Carl Jung, a modern psychological thinker whose insights resonate with Stoic ideals, echoed the value of turning inward to unlock potential. He observed, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." This quote underscores the transformative power of self-reflection and internal awareness. Visualization, as a form of looking inward, awakens your ability to shape your responses to the world around you. It reminds you that true strength comes not from external validation or circumstances, but from within. When combined with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control, visualization becomes a practical and transformative tool. By imagining not just the end result, but also the process, the steps, the obstacles, and the effort required, you cultivate a sense of ownership over your actions and outcomes. This proactive approach minimizes the role of external forces in determining your path, empowering you to act decisively and with purpose. Consider the everyday challenges you face: a looming deadline, an unexpected setback, or even the uncertainty of a new endeavor can trigger anxiety or hesitation. Visualization offers a way to confront these challenges before they occur. By imagining yourself navigating these situations with resilience and confidence, you prime your mind to respond effectively when the time comes. This preparation reduces the likelihood of being caught off guard, replacing panic with poise and uncertainty with resolve. Moreover, visualization is not limited to preparing for difficulties. It can also be used to enhance positive habits and build a sense of accomplishment. For instance, envisioning the satisfaction of completing a task or the growth achieved through consistent effort can motivate you to stay committed to your goals. This forward-looking mindset reinforces the idea that progress is the result of intentional action, not mere chance. The beauty of visualization lies in its accessibility. It requires no special tools or circumstances, only a willingness to pause and engage with your inner world. By taking a few moments each day to visualize your goals, challenges, and responses, you cultivate a practice that strengthens your mind and prepares you for the unpredictability of life. Visualization, when approached with discipline and intention, becomes more than a mental exercise. It is a way of living. It bridges the gap between thought and action, turning aspirations into achievable realities. As Epictetus advised, it begins with clarity, deciding who you want to be and committing to the actions necessary to embody that vision. It is not about waiting for the perfect moment or circumstances, but about taking deliberate steps to create the life you seek. Ultimately, visualization aligns with the core tenets of Stoicism: self-awareness, resilience, and purposeful action. It reminds us that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we prepare for and respond to life's events. By looking inward and rehearsing our responses to the world, we awaken the potential within us to live with integrity, courage, and wisdom. In doing so, we transform challenges into opportunities and aspirations into realities, crafting a life that reflects our highest values and deepest strengths. The mindset of a true victor isn't rooted in external triumphs, but in mastering oneself. Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoic wisdom, reminds us that the real battle lies within. By controlling our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we achieve a sense of fulfillment that no external reward can offer. Challenges and adversities, they're not roadblocks, but stepping stones, sharpening our resolve and fostering growth. In the words of Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Remember, the path to victory begins in the mind. Cultivate discipline, embrace resilience, and let your actions speak louder than your words. If you enjoyed this insight and want to explore more timeless lessons from the Stoics, don't forget to follow and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more fascinating ideas to enrich your journey.